that before, and it doesn't always work out right. So I'm not sure where I go from there. Of course, the Usos, who I think have done a very good job of reinventing themselves in the last 12 months, an excellent job, if anything, and I'm really digging them as heels. I really like them as the champions. The Bludgeon Brothers, not, I love both those guys, but again, it just seems like a rehash of what we've already had here, Matt. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, flipping hell, I mean, it's sort of like, how many times are you going to try this? And is it gone past the point for them, Matt, where no matter how strong you try and make them look, that it might just be a bit too late for these guys in this tag team together department?
Yeah, and it kind of is like that. I feel that way about it myself.
Yeah.
I feel like Luke has a strong chance of going singles and actually making something of himself. So it's almost kind of a shame that he keeps getting dragged into this tag team kind of area, just sort of for the benefit of Eric Rowan. I mean, not dissing the guy, but clearly Luke is the better of the two, and I kind of really enjoyed his Encounter run. I kind of wish that they would focus on him a bit more singly. It's kind of like they're producing a mediocre kind of tag team when they could have like someone special on their hands as a single wrestler.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, all these three teams are quite unique to themselves. They're very much. I mean, if you look at the Usos and the New Day, especially, their characters they've got so many layers and depths to them over the years. So they've been together for a long old time. And if anything, mate, you remember the time when the Usos came out and they were supposed to be the heels. Do you remember? And the New Day got booed when they first come out because it didn't work, and they were trying to get everybody into it, and everyone just crapped all over it. And then New Day had to go away and reinvent themselves. And look how well they've done. And Usos have done a very similar thing there, Matt, where in the last, when they came back again, it wasn't quite there. They've reinvented themselves, and they've gone the other way, of course, and it works out well for them. So I like both those teams. I'm a little bit disappointed in a way it's not just those two teams. Nothing against the Bludgeon Brothers, but like that would have been cool to have seen those two go at it again. All those years later to see how well they've evolved. But a little bit disappointed there. But I think it'll be a good match. I mean, again, I don't expect this to be a 5-star classic triple threat match, like one of the best we've ever seen. In fact, I think the last time we had one of these triple threat ones, Matt, was actually the one we reviewed in the week, which was WrestleMania 19. And that was a who's who in that one, wasn't it? I mean, you had flipping Guerreros and Benoit was in it, Rhino was in it, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. So I don't know it'll be quite as good as that, but I think they can pull off something good here. I don't think this is the worst match they can put on, but I do feel like they've maybe tried to push the Bludgeon Brothers a little bit too hard to make it a bit obvious that they won't be winning. Although, according to the bookies here, Matt, and you won't believe this, but they're the odds-on favourite of winning, of becoming new tag team champions there. So that's interesting. For me, I'll go out first on this one. I'm going to go with the Usos retaining those belts. Just for me. What about you, Matt?
Well, I really hope the Usos do retain those titles. It's just something doesn't feel right about this match. It feels like they're trying to showcase too much. And when you consider the night beforehand, NXT are doing exactly the same thing with three arguably better tag teams. Kind of makes you wonder why they're actually doing the same thing 2 nights in a row there. So I would prefer the Usos win, and then whoever is losing, probably the authors of pain, I assume like to come up to SmackDown and then challenge them, because it makes that challenge for the Usos, a dominant team, more better for me to see, because then it'd be harder for me to judge who would win between them two.
Absolutely. So Usos for you, Matt. Then I'll take it.
Yes,
right,
definitely.
Okay. Now let's go to the Raw side of the tag team titles. This one very difficult to predict. Now I've got a few of this in the night, so get ready for this, Matt. But of course we've got Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar. Two guys who, of course, many years ago were just wrestling each other, the best of 7 and all the rest of it. Every other night they could get away with it, and then all of a sudden they become a tag team. up against Braun Strowman and a partner of his choosing, it says here. But for me, we spoke about this last time on the podcast. Braun Strowman, I wish he could have been doing something a little bit sort of more in the limelight, in a better way. I know that this is WWE will say to themselves, well, this is quite unique. There's a surprise element. They're not going to know who it is, and that'll be cool and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't know if I kind of want to see this in a way. And I mean, what's the chances, Matt, that Braun doesn't have a partner and he just tries to do it himself? Is there any chance of that, you reckon?
I don't know. It doesn't sound like it, does it? Because they said on Raws that he must have a partner.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm guessing he must pull something out of the bag. He probably could do it on his own, I imagine.
I hope it's not the brains or whatever he's called. Oh, God. I don't want to go down that path, and saying that's his partner and doing 2 entrances or something. Yeah, I hope that's not the case. Just now, talking about Sheamus and Cesaro, Matt, I mean, definitely worthy tag team and champions, no doubt about that. I remember seeing them last year at Raw with you and thinking then how good they were, and I wish they'd have won the belts a lot sooner, but they did finally get them. But I look at these two guys, Matt, and you think Sheamus, a former world heavyweight champion, WWE champion, all the rest of it, and how far he's come down. He's not even looked upon now as a top guy ever since he. Do you remember that month he had the belt for about a month? Was it, Matt, when they were in desperate need?
To make Roman look good.
Yeah, man. Since then, my goodness, we've not seen anything from this guy, and he's proven. I mean, he's not proven in the sense of he can draw money, but he's proven in the sense of he can hold a match. He's a good worker, and he can do it. He can fit a lot of styles. And what I liked about Sheamus back in the day was that he was a young guy, but he wrestled like an old school way. He was much more of a stiff, strong type of heel worker, and I kind of enjoyed that. But Cesaro, on the other hand, has never really got that opportunity. He hasn't been a world champion. And yeah, I just kind of feel like for WWE, this is great for them because it stops both two guys sort of keep knocking on their door to do something. And by having them together, at least with the belts, they do seem like they're into it. I mean, when you think of the amount of stuff they do with their entrances, both guys look like they're into what they do. But there's disappointment as well for me, Matt, in just seeing 2 talented guys like this having to do this for as long as they have been,
Yeah, it's really quite a shame when you consider the amount of shots people get these days.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a time when there was trying out nearly everyone with that heavyweight belt, but Cesaro is just doesn't look like he's ever going to get there, despite the fact that he could walk into any company and be treated like a main event guy. It's quite bad, and like you said about Sheamus, just so overlooked. And he could go down in history as like one of the most overlooked people. Despite all of his accomplishments, he's done everything. Royal Rumble's King of the Rings, nearly every title. This guy, but people just don't hold him in sentences as of one of the greatest of all times, like they should.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, so it is a shame. I mean, Cesaro, like Matt said, could walk in anywhere, even New Japan, and be a top guy. He would be. He would get a main event. I'm guaranteeing it. He'd be up there. So disappointing in that sense. For Braun Strowman, again, he's a guy who hasn't won the belt yet, but then plenty of time on his side. He's still fresh. But I personally feel like they should have pulled the trigger when he was hot, and that was last year. They should have given him a little taste of it. I don't even know if a belt is necessary here, but I do feel like they could have given him something, a rub for something. I just feel like this is the classic case, like for all 3 of these guys in a lot of ways, Matt. This is just keep them busy, just there's something, so that'll do for them. Braun Strowman, now if he wins the tag team belt, the problem is that means he's not really... with the amount of guys coming back off injury, you got to wonder, is his place going to get lost in all this? When he was having such a great feud with Roman last year, I thought. So we have to see. I'm not massive on his character at the moment. I feel like WWE have done the exact opposite of what I said they should do. The reason fans were cheering this guy last year is because they like that badass, no nonsense type of guy who could literally wants to just break people in half. And now all of a sudden we see this stuff with Alexa Bliss and all this other nonsense we saw over Christmas. And oh my god, where'd you begin? It won't be long now, Matt, till they put him in a film of some sort and start messing about him as well. Maybe the Marine.
Or something.
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, you can see it. So I guess we've got to have a double prediction here, Matt, because Peter, the fans, of course, the dominant fans here, DX1 especially, he says, you've got to do a double prediction. It's the partner and the winner. So I'm like, okay, don't worry. He's put like massive brackets around that bit as if I have to do it. So I said we will, flipping hell. So anyway, partner prediction, Matt. Very difficult. A lot of people saying Elias is the guy, which would completely throw my Battle Royal prediction out, I guess. I doubt they're having... Well, they may have been doing two things, because then it maybe is a little bit not as obvious. But, of course, there are a run of guys that are coming back. Joe, we've also heard about Big Cass, although I don't really understand why he would be there. Going in back to a division that he said he wanted to get out of and go solo, so that wouldn't make much sense. And, even James Ellsworth's been mentioned, Matt, to get him back. But is there any real definite for you, Matt, that you just springs up and is obvious, or is this just going to be WWE trying their best, a bit like last year with the whole Hardy Boys? They're going to try and get some sort of unique pop where nobody sees it coming.
There's no real definite spring to mind for me. I think the fact that they haven't announced really what Elias is doing is kind of a thing that makes me wonder whether it will be him. But if I'm going to go out on a prediction and predict someone, what would the new contract being issued? I'm going to say Big Show.
Okay, yeah, okay, fair enough. Would be interested, yeah. Again, he has just recently signed, so that would make some sense. To have two big guys going out like that. But I don't. Yeah, I think it could be anybody, if I'm quite honest with you. I mean, I had some emails saying Bobby Lashley, but again, I'm wondering why to come back to want to win them. But there you go. It could be a handful of people. So for me, this is so difficult. I feel like I should just go with James Ellsworth because I really have no idea at all. I'm going to go with Elias, but again, the problem is I've called him for the Battle Royal, so I think he'll only do one or the other. That's the thing there. So we'll see on that one. And now the winner of it, Matt, does Braun and whoever his partner is win the belts, or are Sheamus and Cesaro going to get the victory?
Yeah, against what I would like, I kind of feel like Braun will end up winning it, just because it gets him out of the heavyweight title picture.
Right.
And if we're going to, spoiler alert here, if we're going to go with another prediction later on that Roman might win, then you want to keep them two apart for a while. We've seen that already.
Yeah, I'm going with Braun and whoever it is to win the belts. I just feel like that's the way they're going to go there. For me, Braun and whoever it is, the mystery partner. Elias is what I'm saying, but Matt is saying Big Show. So, either way, Braun coming out, tag team champion. Okay, moving along now, Matt, and first, the singles belt of the night. It's good to see all the belts are on the line other than the damn cruiserweight one, which is just so blatantly obvious where that's considered, isn't it? United States champion Randy Orton is putting his belt up. Not just a triple threat now, because we've now got the added bonus of Rusev, who has been making a lot of waves, a lot of noise, I think, for his merch sales, which is excellent, and good credit to him, because I think he's kind of done that off his own back, if I'm honest, Matt. He's one of those guys that's had to go out of the realm of the WWE world to get over on this. And you know what? When you see Rusev, out and about on these reality shows and just doing the interviews, like I think we watched that funny one where he was doing the 2K game. I mean, man, you can relate to him in a lot of ways. Everything he said in that, I totally agreed with. This guy's spot on. Shane McMahon, how's he got that rating? Oh, he's a stunt man. Is that it? And it made so much sense to me. So he was talking as if he was a fan, and I think he's very relatable. It's totally way off key to what his character's first begun with. But the problem is now, Matt, they dropped the ball with that big time. I think they